and the traveling mic is over there, and I know Robert is all fired up.
Is it on?
Well, you can switch it on.
There it is.
Yeah.
Good morning, Tenzin.
Hello.
Yeah. To familiarize myself with the teachings in this, excuse my expression, small, not a very large text.
Yeah.
In the tradition of oral transmission, if we get caught up reading Geshe-la's teachings,
right?
Are we not supposed to? Should we hold off on reading this at night or when we're doing our studies practices at home? Should we just wait until Geshe-la's teachings are through to read through the book?
Okay.
In the tradition of oral transmission.
Sure, I'll check with him. Koran condition de dire ta tanda gengi la lojo nyime we se kachina uchu warwagen. The Koran engine al yorwagen. Sidu kal ngi di shugu de labje kota gengi jam shaksa bado ngoda che terwa. Koran sanata jinga langzo chagyun ina se gorda gen rwa. Menga shudu kal lame da lame tizam bado so so konda lo rwagen. And dile manga lo ki yomar wesrwa. Lame lo zam bado sha sha rwagen. Dinday samlutan teku wara khande re sarwage takwa sam tedma muti lotion digore lame chizam bad samlu stan rwage and dinay ya dichiku wara khande re sada
didi khande lo na dig ta lo ma se me ro
no sir Geshe-la said, in terms of reading, I mean, you can read as much as you could read. You don't have to stop where I stopped. Just go ahead. You can read more.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions?
Jidang ya dojo chue di ganga de sui na lo mu jo sia yo ma da nga ga ji lo mu jo ma de lo shi mu sia yo ma.
Dai na ko lo ya ge chamro che ro ba ge ko sa ma ko chamro de ge zhen ti shu go ro ba da la me ti zan mo de lo ani de na ba lo chu go me ba na lo ji ge me ba sam ge se ro ba.
Da nyung ji sia chen ti shi go ro.
No sa.
Di ba la me ti en go and the Yuan Thompson and the Tijuma machine is cheap. Take charge at the Yungji said the
No, so. So I just kind of explain a little more why you were asking that question, and now I think you shall understood it better. He said, there are different approaches to giving teaching. The one which is generally done, which I'm doing here, is called for lack of a better word in English, called explanatory discourse of teaching. Sheti. She means to explain, to explicate, right? Teaching. So for this, you don't have to stop where I stopped and can't read more than that. So you can read as much as you want to, go back, whatever. There's no restriction. Probably you may be thinking in terms of what we call nyongti, experiential, based teaching. So in which case, usually a lama with all of experiences will give a certain teaching, and then the students will also kind of get engaged in that teaching, right? Wherever the Lama stops, you think about it until you gain experience. So once you have gained experience, then the Lama will, continue with the next teaching. Then you experience it. This is how we move on. So in that kind of a teaching, you cannot, how should I say, rush ahead, so to speak, because it's experiential based. You experience, then you move on like that. Okay?
The show that by teaching, didn't long sashi, long said they go and the charter that will come to do up, I'm going to use the rock.
No, sir.
That she did said the Todat Kona, she did talk about long situation and Rishi Majana, so the Toda law is the Todat Kona, she did the talk to
no, sir.
Tatanganunda, Zutia, the Nyamdi said, because
no, sir.
Could share with her Magashi, Martin, Samoton, and the Gom of Jasia, the she did as a Nyamdi.
No, sir.
That Nyungdi said, that Gom to talk about Majepa to Gomni. Or that very remedy didn't be a Yoma, what 2 months, that Loma said in the Baina.
No, sir.
In teen or Yuzun training, Yuzun Gom. And usually guess on any shitty Martin Ma Tiwan, that mother, you are Mazapa to shit till Nyungdi Sigua.
No, sir.
What day? Then until learning to the she had the Nyamdi, Yamsland. You want to Chazal Pesa, she had the shady surgery.
No, sir.
Could Yamsland and over the Chazal because he had to see Yamsland get a dish of Yumur.
Maybe it would be helpful for me to explain the different types of approaches of teaching, that you might find useful. The one I said is called Shartse. It is explanatory discourse of teaching. So explanation is the emphasis, isn't it? And so I'm trying to explain things here. And if you understand something based upon my explanation, that means you have received that teaching. And even when you read the text and you understood something, it's part of that explanatory teaching. That's one form of teaching which is mostly done. Then there is what is called nyamtip, kind of a practice-based teaching. That's like the lamrim is a practice-based teaching. It is supposed to be like geared towards practice. It's not just to have some intellectual understanding. It's just more based upon how to engage in a practice. So it's practice guide based kind of a teaching. The explanatory in the monastic universities, all the teachings that the teachers, this is more explanatory. It doesn't mean they don't practice at all. They should not. But the whole idea is you really have to understand ins and outs of everything. You got to explain, So the emphasis on explanation, right? So they don't so much emphasize the practice part in the monastic study curriculum. Study, debate, find out, ins, out, That's what it is, explanatory. And then the lamrim is a practice guide. So everything you learn is to practice, so you have to gear towards that. Then there's the nyongtik, experiential-based teaching. Now that is very rarely given by lamas, who have a lot of experience. They might give to a very small number of students, right? Let's say first they will talk about cultivating renunciation, aversion to samsara, right? Then that teaching, students will practice until you have some sense of renunciation or something. Once they have that, then move to the next one. That's experiential-based teaching, not usually given in a public way, And then the oral transmission blessing we call Lung. So that basically, if you hear the sound of the Lama reading the text, who has received the oral transmission, then you receive the blessing. So those are the different variations, Maybe I thought would be useful, to mention here. Yes. Yeah.
What about this is too long now? Pavanka Rinpoche mentions that there is a third. I don't know if this is actually a separate way of giving instruction, but he talks about how the teacher teaches a topic 4 times. Is this part of the explanatory or experiential?
Okay, sure. Kurang kani shede da da geng di kurang pento chum chong da shede da nyamtip da nyongbi ge yawa che ro ge. Kurang shede kala ya Pavanka Rinpoche ge di songjin na de da di sema zigen dewa shida se jo ge. Ma da ka de she shi ge ba shi do ge. Chi mang ge. An di shede ge khong da re ka re sa ge da chik ji lo dang da shi ge do do ro ge dewa shi ge do ge. Dewa shida se de. Ma dewa shi ge do so dewa shida ma de dewa shi le de yan dewa shi dong ro ge. Chik ji lo dewa ting shi ge do ge ro ge.
De da de Shiri da Jambi Tideki Mizia Mardi, Java Gilo said Rada.
No, so.
Java Shusha said, Didisia, Didisia, Shidis and we hit only a 60 Toda Shidi Munda Shiayorwa.
No, so.
Java Shija says the 60 Toda Munda Shija Siorwa.
The Java Koran think as another in Java. So when you say like 4 times means explaining the same thing 4 times, is that one, right? Koran Kalina Tonda Chig, you not think. She tagaran deshe gyab de do ge.
Ale
de she don,
de sheva hije se.
Oh, she don.
Sheva hije se. Lavre de go ne tada de nyamdi she de sheva hije se do.
Ale.
Sikjil sheva she. Thomo ji she de ne do du de ne yero jo she she. De ne du she. Ya sang yo de de ma sam ja ga ya ke zang de ma yam jo she ya she ne. Tada lavre de na tada mune chasa she na Teacher Sanjibadilla, Sheva Shido Sidua.
Hello.
Podaji Shishevo, 7 Shishevo.
Also.
And the Simji Mayan and Sheva Shishevo Maris.
Alenos.
Did the Namdula Zanayata.
Also. Nakichal understood the question he said because the Tibetan word I didn't know what it was, so he remembered. Yes, there is what called kind of a 4 repetition kind of a commentary, but that's not necessarily a part of explanatory or the other things I just said. It's another way of giving teaching. As a matter of fact, it is said that when the lamrim is taught, need to follow that. especially from the beginning until the bodhicitta section, right? What it means 4 times means that first you will give a very kind of synoptic explanation, then you will go elaborate explanation, then you will bring it back home, so to speak, with a shorter explanation. Then tomorrow, next morning, you recap it one more time. So it's like 4 times, done in the lumbering from the beginning to the bodhicitta section. Then after bodhicitta section, it's just one, So that's another way approach, yeah.
Yeah, I have a question, 2 questions actually about the text that we've covered so far. Some statements that somewhat unusual. I don't know if our translation is different, but the first one is.
What page are you on?
Well, page 8.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The first one. It says that so all the Buddhist teachings were condensed into 2 intentions. At the beginning of the paragraph after this statement in italics, the 2 intentions. So the first one is to to put an end to the mental distortion with the I and the second, and thereby to acquaint ourselves with the altruistic attitude through which we take responsibility for welfare of others. Okay, so now and then he talks about the format. So there are these 2 themes. So he talks about the former theme, and then he goes on to the latter. The theme of the latter, and this is my question is about that. The theme of the latter involves the causal relationship between the great vehicle teachings in the general discourses and the secret teachings of Tantra.
Yes. So you.
What does that mean?
Oh, what does that mean? Okay, sure. Yeah.
So again, according to this statement, equating ourselves with the altruistic attitude is basically learning about the causal relationship between the great vehicle teaching in the general discourse and the secret teachings of Tantra. That's what he's saying here.
Okay.
That really
sure. That and again, menga duje nyingbo di ane siling ban kyube sona je roba ge di ma king da gi jashi kyon da koran da shung di injina yo roba ge injina gyur da ge yene mena da ta kenge dia chi ta ka peje na de tig mar da ge da sanje gi chumu ge ri shedon sona sa ba de ge sama la roba ge da kulong da ma son ni gi song yo res roba dene ta ka zo ge ta 당진 세우로 베게 가르소그레 자메 땅에다 데네 다 전주심 계획서로 하게 디레스타 나마디 아니 녀랑기 에디 딜라 자도하게 아니 치마디 아니 단다 균데세지 하게 가사테 디르바게 태과 쳔벽이 아니 규다 데비 남샤다 아니 단다 나라로 하게 다바직 세도 하게 어디 돈다도 코면서 가르라고 그래서게 전주심 좀 제베이나 도당 아니기 저와도 하고 가서 왔다 돈다도 가서 왔어요.
뭐 돈다 나 계좌도 쉬고 뭐 진짜 전주성을 못 쳤어요. 리모체스야 뭔가 누디니 뭐 누드나 전주성 이거나 옛날 상지에 공부터로 시험해요. 시대기 뮤직 소스고 누디니 뭐슬라와.
나 디디스게 말 거기 디식 되지 여러와게 베제식으로 들어가게. 아니 타만 니바 되게스로게. 아니 태과 쳔벽이 더 최되게 디 지단디다스로하게 아니 가서 상황하게 최니 버로리아 균대기 직시에도 하게 다 베제나 그 식들라 버로게 디 돈다 가르스고 그래서 괜찮아
나 그저 말해 최고 이득이도 쓰모르세 예르시도는 가가 찍바 찍자 말와 가실을 야다 토리 토야람로 가게 타바 토야로 가게 라는 전후 토야스도 니모로 세다 나는 전후 모임세 탈바서 토야 대면제 될 시에나 이랑쇼 거기가 농도 쇼가 되는 로레시 다 탐제시고 거기다 딜 탑칸 드라이버데 티고 시험을 야두고 레시 다 디나 다 전주선데 티고 시고게 베쇼 닝고도 디레시
마르겐 디랭게 슈잉게 디코 페제게 칙도 하도록 하게 페제나게 칙죠 하게 니 돈다디 코문도서 I think shall I explain the same thing I already told just again 표현하게 라디 페제 칙다 달리기면 게 강대 단다디 여러하게 치마 디네사게 태과 쳔벽이 지추 다서 안 상하게 최니 버로리아 간지 가서다 균대람님도 지 저를 랑게슬라시 거기 가르라고 하려고 어디
나마세야 되데다 타바야 탑다 탐제 셰브 고모토야 탑니샤 나마데 타바 좀 토야 돼 그봐 어디 투모아리 니랑 상주서야 돼 어디 레스 다 투모 뭐다 티바 셰브세야 돼 지시는 in Sanji Comosat.
Madagan Dodanga, Baru, Dawach,
Dodanga Gizamada.
Mandich do engine or do Gendel against Habits again. I think because are not looking at the text, I said in English there's something. You're asking a particular of that statement, not, I already translate what you said before, so, but I want him to check, but that's in the Tibetan text, right? If not,
much dears at all.
then don't know what you love to get that the Manga to sing when you're singing, but you do also do again.
But then the Manga didn't wish you at the shy man.
The one you but the last I showed again. Oh, that's a donkey. You do the division of the you did okay.
Chimala, Chimala, you young, the genetic was Shimbu. You did young, do the Jibu.
Oh, Dick.
This is two was Shibu, Donna.
Oh, that's good. Oh, the cars was again. This
way. Shima, the Tiba Shebo there are.
Allow.
Tiba Shebo, there is a Jupiter Shiba, any Jibusanga, Tiba, New York.
Alonso.
New York, is it?
Alonso.
Juye on the Tiba Shibu, Donga, and Dojo, Suna, Najo, Suna, Nishara. Juja Toa, Juji Tela, Nisha.
Alla, when you could get a Kishigo, Marwagan.
You just said they going to because just participating about the Jews hung out, was said, you get a little.
Alla,
you take one you see.
You part of the chamber, the Casa de Busanga, the you part of the chamber, they wouldn't get a go more, didn't get a go more.
This or that, the Tiba said there's no position, and you participating about the Jebusanga, Nishi. Tonda Tommy Tiba Nisha race. Juji on the Shina, Dojo, Sunra Jida, Tibashamu, Sunra Jida, Nojo, Sunra Nisha race.
No. Malina get under the Debusanga Teva said the Debu, the you purging Debu Rescue Lagoma. Debu Lamjay said that what Debu Lagor again.
Purging Debu said that Debu Kona, the Shina, this is what it. Debu Lamjer Sido.
Oh, dear, along. My today,
Sanga Katazana, so like Gum Chuba, Sami, the Longia, the Gum Bomo Mare. Till Debu Lamjer Sido. Long. Debu Sanga, this is what. I'll tell you look or Seba Gum. Any culture, Katu Karama is the today, me was Yayo Marma.
Along looking Hakos Madizoke. You purging it Tawa dance, Debunga Tawan, you can do the Shigio Maratanda, they get Shigio Maro again.
Could you do this?
Along. Yeah, well, that just can't touch it. Okay, I just want to make sure that what is in the English in there, right? I think it's the expression in Tibetan that probably not rendered fully here. Because this looks like, why look like, I just can't read it, exactly here. At the bottom of page 8, it says, the theme of the letter involves the causal relationship between the great vehicle teachings in the general discourses and the secret teachings of Tantra. That's not what it is in the Tibetan. And I just want to make sure it is. That in the Tibetan usual expression, the perfection vehicle or the Pranjana Paramita vehicle is called causal vehicle, isn't it? And the Tantra vehicle, Tantrayana, is called resultant vehicle. But here we are not talking about the perfection vehicle as a cause and the Tantra vehicle is a result. That's not what it is. I clearly asked Kishila. Because the resultant vehicle is so called because you can take the enlightened results into the path, right? That's a tantric feature, isn't it? So what is presented here is a little tricky, isn't it? It's not, looks like the causal relationship between the two things. That's not what it is. Yeah. So clarification is offered.
The Sanga you don't just summit the and be Sangye the year senior time DJ Jangsia to so southern damage to Miba Moshia.
No.
But here is that Jew Lam Jessica.
No.
What's the Jew shoot Tata Yomar, they said that Love Gundus, Lam Jess no Gumaya,
no.
In the Jew.
Okay, Nakish was very clear on this, as I was trying to struggle to him. Like what's here in English, the discrepancies, he said, really the perfection vehicle, pranjana paramita vehicle, is often called causal vehicle. The reason is that in order to become a Buddha, you must create the necessary causes to become Buddha. So what are the necessary causes? The 6 perfections, right? Practice perfection, generosity, patience, all. By creating these causes, you will become Buddha, right? That's the idea. Now, the Tantrayana is called resultant vehicle, not so much in the sense of it's the result of the pranjana paramita cause. What is that in the tantric practice, the things that are unavailable in the Sutrayana, you can use the resultant states into the path right now, right? You can use the enlightenment, take it into the path. You can think of the uncontaminated blissful mind. You can visualize yourself as deities. You can pour nectars and send lights, to purify everybody's, So that is the resultant state, right? It's not here. We are not Buddha yet. We are not deity yet. But we imagine we are, This environment is a celestial mansion. So that's called resultant state. So here is not talking about the cause and effect relationship between Panjana Paramita vehicle and the Tantrayana vehicle. That's not what it is. That's what it sounds like. So thanks for asking. Yeah.
And then in the very next paragraph, he says that there are 3 systems actually for activating the awakening mind.
Mm-hmm.
3 systems introduced by the great pioneers. But we've heard, and Geshe-la mentioned it today, that there are only 2 systems.
Oh yeah, 3 systems. Yeah. Tanta dir ki kenda. Where is the explain the where is the 3 systems?
Page 9.
Oh, the first paragraph, that's right. Calvin is the entrance into the practice of the great vehicle and means for attaining fully awakened state. Where is the 3 system?
Well, the first paragraph on page 9.
Yes, I'm looking at it.
Moreover, all the...
Oh, yes. From the 3. Ale, dene can did about the Taja Novashaja Tubaki, any Tanda Kalsore can. Chanju Semjung should they the Kangalo Lamlu Sumla. Ah. Cusum now to say Jarwagi. Cubasum larvae, Cubasum. Kentucky can the Casadi, Gaden Chuju, the Samotagi, which is so much.
Lupsum said it is
Yaman
Jaju, Samota, you say, any Labju, you say. Labju, you say.
Madija in Yamin Chilagumaras. Gaden
Chuju, Nam you want to Yungda. You Labju, you say, I do. The Dhargye did the Labju, you said in the boy.
Can show Samota use it, Waggy. Any Labjan Chuju.
Jaji, Samotagi in your
Re.
Labji, Namji Yungda, some zero, some Jagumdua. Tanda Sum and this idea.
Medicate ready in the game. Men get ready the Tango Samota use it, Waggy. Tawek budget, didn't it?
Tango did correspond Tango de Jaji.
All Jajin Chuju. Samota use it.
Labji.
That didn't Jajin Chuju, the Labjan Chuju Karika again.
The Jaji is a tub home door.
Long tub.
Labji is the tub who didn't look on a Mendaji, that he never goes to
Losale. Loss. Alangana chick in Yamin Chilab Jure, something again. Yamin Chilo is here, them Gidimaro again. Okay, the 3 systems, because there are 2 names Tibetan sound exactly the same thing. I thought like that's not making sense to me, because they're exactly the same. But now I shall explain why they are not the same. So here on page 9 we talk about how teachings of Buddha pertaining to activating the awakening mind are found in the 3 systems introduced by the great pioneers, right? The number 1 is the Gyalchen Chuju, that is the extensive conduct lineage, right? Conduct lineage, deed lineage, etc. And then the second one is the profound lineage of the view, emptiness. Then the other one is where it's a Labchen Chuju, extensive path that I translated it. I said, what's the difference between the extensive conduct and extensive extensive deed? The extensive conduct refers to all the skillful means, upaya practices, right? And the extensive path or the deed, I said, labchen, it really refers to the equalizing and exchanging self with others. That particular technique, that's lineage.